Hello, Nathan here from the photography team, back with another quick video, quick review of the Canon EF 24-70 f4 L IS USM lens. And this lens has been out for a few years now, but I've just recently acquired one, and I'm going to do a quick review on image quality, the macro mode, and also the image stabilizer. This lens has 15 elements in 12 groups. During the normal zoom range, minimum focus and distance of 0.38 meters. The good thing about this lens is you do have a macro mode. Turn the zoom ring to 70, press the macro mode, and then you have extra zoom capability, and you can focus up to 0.2 meters. And also you get a 0.7 times magnification. When you're at the 24 end, there's also a lock button which prevents lens creep. f4 aperture, and it has 4-stop image stabilisation. It also comes with a petal style lens hood with the new button lock release mechanism, and the nice addition is the pinch zoom cap that you can remove easily when your lens head is connected. Now at the moment this lens is currently around £700, which is about half the price of its bigger brother, the Canon 24-70 f2.8 L version 2. Let's get this outside now, take some pictures, and let's go through the results. Okay, so I've got my camera outside. Apologies for the backdrop. It's just the best way of showing if there's any distortion in the lens. But what I'm going to do now is a number of shots at different apertures, different zoom range, and then we'll get on the computer and see what the results are. Okay, I'm going to go over the images now. Again, sorry about the backdrop. First image is at f4, wide open at 24mm. Definite vignetting in the corners, and we do have barrel distortion. We zoom in to 100% crop. The image is nice and sharp. We'll go to one of the corners. Just a little bit soft on the outer corners. Okay, now we'll go to f4 at 70mm. Here we have a minor bit of pin cushioning. Not too much. Still a tiny bit of vignetting in the corners. Zoom into 100%. Nice and sharp. Go to the corners. Still nice and sharp. Just losing a little bit of clarity in the far corners. Okay, we're going to f5.6 now. I won't talk about the pin cushioning or barrel distortion anymore. We'll go for quality. So this is at f5.6, 24mm, 100% crop. Nice and sharp. Take it across to the corner. And there's a distinct improvement on sharpness in the corner. The vignette, still a very minor vignette, nothing that Lightroom can't fix. Here we are at 70mm at f5.6. There's no visible vignetting at 70mm, it looks clean. 100% crop, very sharp.
take it into the corner. And you'll see now the corners have sharpened out nicely at the 70mm end, very sharp. Moving on to f8 at 24mm. Vignetting's gone now. 100% crop. There we go, nice and sharp. Just drag that across to the corner. Nice and sharp in the corner. So that's f8 wide open. Sorry, f8 at 24mm. This is f8 at 70mm. 100% crop on the center of the image. There we go, lovely and sharp. Take that across to the corner. Still very sharp in the outer edges. Okay, final aperture that I tested was f11. This is f11 at 24mm. Still 100% crop in the center of the image. Here we go, very sharp. Take it across to the corner. Still very sharp. And finally at f11, 70mm, is a 100% crop center of the image. Very sharp. Take it across to the outer edge. Still very sharp. So to conclude with the image quality, when we are wide open at f4, we do have some vignetting in the corners, both at 24mm and at 70mm. However, with this image, I'll just enable profile corrections, and as you'll see, Lightroom's straightened the image out, there's no pin cushioning, and it's corrected the vignetting. So although we do get vignetting, that can be sorted in Lightroom. Okay, I'm now going to show you a couple of images taken using the macro function. This first image is my Apple Watch, just to show you the size relation in perspective with my hand. I'm using the macro function. Here's an image of the bezel. It's taken at f4. 100% crop in on the bezel. Very sharp, lots of detail. Lovely fall off depth of field. Move on to the next image taken with the macro function. This was focusing in on the Apple Watch text. It's gone on 100% crop. There we go. Nice and sharp. That's at f4. So we could decrease the aperture to get a sharper depth of field. But considering this isn't a dedicated macro lens, the macro feature is a great addition. And you do get good quality and good magnification from that lens. Okay, now moving into the handheld image stabilisation. I've just focused in on the Canon text. This is what the first one is at, well, they're all at 70mm. First one is at 1/80th of a second. So there's 100% crop in on the text, nice and sharp. Next image is handheld at 1/50th of a second, at 70mm. Again, that's very sharp. Moving on to 1/25th of a second, at 70mm. Again, that's very sharp. I mean, if I didn't have IS, I would struggle to get a sharp image at 70mm and 1/25th of a second. Okay, this one is at 1/13th of a second, 70mm. Again, that is sharp. I mean, there's a slight softening, but at 1/13th of a second, that's not bad. I'm going to start pushing it now. I'm going to 0.4 of a second at 70mm. I think I pushed it a bit too far now. That is soft. And finally, just for a laugh, I tried a 1 second exposure at 70mm, and unfortunately the image stabilisation could not get me a sharp image at 1 second. That is very soft. So from these images, the best I got was a 1/13th of a second at 70mm. Now there's no way that you'd get this image handheld at 70mm on a lens that doesn't have image stabilisation. That was the result at 1/13th of a second.
So to finish off, I think the image quality from this lens is fantastic. You're basically getting two lenses in one. You're getting the 24-70 zoom range, and you're also getting a macro lens. Now this is half the price of its bigger brother, the Canon 24-70 f2.8 version 2. Like, is it worth justifying that extra cost for one extra stop of light but not having image stabilisation? I think this lens is quite capable for use at events, weddings, and for commercial use. When we photograph weddings, obviously we don't have fast moving subjects, so the IS will be quite capable of helping us get sharp shots in low light situations. We will be putting this lens up against the 24-70 f2.8 version 1. We'll be putting them head to head to see whether it's worth buying a used 24-70 2.8 version 1 or whether it's worth buying this new 24-70 f4. So if you subscribe to our channel, you will get an update when that video is released, when we put this head to head against the 24-70 2.8 version 1 to see whether it's worth buying used or one of these new. Comment, subscribe and share.